Watch out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
Hey guys, I hope you're doing good tonight. I am actually coming back from North Georgia, actually North Carolina. Michael is working in Blue Ridge right now, and he had to go today to Canton. We had to drive from there to Canton. He had the laparoscopic thing where it goes down and checks your stomach out. So everything went good. Thank you, Jesus. Praise God. Everything went good. So he's actually staying in Murphy, North Carolina, because everything's like bam. And I got to tell y'all something real funny before I get started on my topic. Anybody that knows me knows that I love the mountains. But if my Aunt Margie was alive, she would tell you, anytime that Tatum 3 Walker has to come around a mountain, I better take some Dramamine. Well, guess what? I turned and went towards Blairsville and was forgetting that there was mountain. I mean, I'm not forgetting there were mountains there, but forgetting that instead of a straight shot, you go around the mountain for a little while. I was on the phone with Jamie talking to her about something, and I swear, y'all, if you had seen me and didn't know that I wasn't pregnant, you would think that I was having contractions. I was going like I was fitting to throw up, and I don't know what it is. But thank you, Jesus. I got out of there. And now I'm on a straight way. I'm on 75 now. I can ride. Thank you, Jesus. But anyway, tonight's topic, I thought hard about it. Y'all, make sure you just PM me your topics. You can private message me because, like I tell everybody, I don't like to tell. I never tell my source. I never tell who called me. I get so many topics. So if sometimes I'm having a hard time on picking the topic, I just say, well, guess what? I remember one, or I'll tell Michael, bam, I remember one, and I can just do it. Just like I've always done, Just Ask Tatum. So I just think this one just hit home tonight, and I said, well, you know what? I'm going to do this one. So my topic tonight is, everybody's crap stinks. They don't know one body smell like roses, I promise you. Okay? What kills me is me, like, I've always told people, and I've loved this about myself, and I love this about Joseph, because, hey, Cousin Pam, hey, Jamie, God, I miss you, Pam, you crazy thing. Hey, I thought about you the other night when the climb come on. Y'all, that's an inside joke between me and my cousin. Anyway, make a long story short, so one thing about me is, and when Joseph got hurt and Joseph was in the hospital, and I won't name no names of this person, but this young man, and I love you, cuz, but this young man come in one day, and I had never met him. He was friends with Joseph. You don't always meet every friend. My mom had met him, but long story short, I was at work when they would come. Yes, it is, cuz. And that Maxima girl, and it just bam, I'm telling you, it was it. But most of their friends, and like, I knew of him, but I just never got to meet him. They hadn't been hanging out too long. And anyway, I remember like it was yesterday, because he come in the hospital room and he broke down. And you know me, I put my arm around him, and I'm not a big crier, but that's just how I am. I feel like I always got to be the strong one. And I asked him, I said, son, what's wrong? Are you okay? And he looked at me and he said, Miss Tatum, you don't understand. And I said, well, son, what is it? Explain it to me. He said, your son. He said, I don't have many friends. He said, but Joseph has everything. He said, Joseph always had the nicest clothes. Joseph had this. He said, but Joseph didn't care. Memories. Girl, yes. Yes. We got to get together because I go to lunch or something. I missed the hell out of your ass. But anyway, y'all. So he's standing there and he's crying. He said, I don't have many friends. He said, but let me explain something to you. He said, we would go somewhere or we would be hanging out with friends. He said, and you know, I lived in a camper. He said, and none of them ever spent the night with me or, you know, wouldn't have anything to do with me. He said, and I would tell your son, you know, go spend the night with other boys. I mean, he said we had a small camper, and Elaine, I'll be up there again because I go up there a lot, and one of my doctors is up there, and so is Michael's. Next time, let's do, I miss you, let's do lunch or something.
Watch out, vehicle stop
So,
on shoulder ahead.
Anyway, try not to drag it out. So he said, but Joseph would say no. He said, I'm hanging out with you. So, and I told you I'd spend the night with you, and that's what I'm going to do. So he said Joseph would go in there, and he would spend the night with him in that camper. And he said, Miss Tatum, none of the other guys, you know, they always thought they were too good for me. He said, and Joseph, good deal. He said, Joseph, you know, he's got this nice house, your son, he's got all this. He said he would literally lay on the floor or sleep on the couch or in a sleeping bag, he said, and stay with me. And you know, y'all, that boy walked out of that room, and I walked over to Joseph, and I held his hand, and I said, son, I'm proud of you. I said, because let me tell you something, you got that from your mama. I've always taught him that it does not matter. I don't care if you got $20 million in your bank account. I don't care if you got $2 in your bank account. Now, I will care if you got negative, because, you know, you need to put some positive in there. But I wouldn't care as far as being around you or looking at you, because my mama taught me a long time ago, when we all go to use, I love you, Jamie, I love the hearts. When we all go to the bathroom, I want you to tell me somebody that takes a dump and it smells like roses. You might say they smell like weeds, but it does not smell like roses. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. Everybody's crap stinks. Now, you can go behind your crap and you can spray some deodorizer or some Febreze. But I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes I can spray that and I still smell my tail. I mean, that's just how it is. But what I cannot stand, if I see you uptown, I don't care if I'm with my rich friends, my middle-class worker friends, or my poor friends. I don't care. I don't even categorize them, however you say that in the country. I don't categorize them, because let me tell you something. When I see you, I'm going to speak to you. I'm going to walk up and I'm going to hug your neck. I don't care who likes it. And if one of my friends come up to me and be like, why are you hugging that person's neck? I'm going to look at them and say, what is it any of your business? And then I'm going to tell them to turn their tail around and go on, because let me tell y'all something. God all put us on this earth. And he put us equally. And let me tell you something. It's your part to do what you want to with your life. But you are never better than nobody, except, now, somebody who chooses to be sorry. I've told somebody before, yeah, I'm better than you because I choose to be better than you. I wasn't born better than you, but I choose to be better than you. And let me tell you another little thing, and this is one of my favorite quotes of all time. There is just as much rich white trash as they are poor white trash. So if somebody says they just white trash, it's just up to how they are. If they rich or they poor, it don't matter. Because there's just as much of that rich white trash, y'all, as poor white trash. There's just as many dope heads that are rich as they are poor dope heads. It's just one's got the money to provide for it, and the other might have to do things they don't want to do for it, okay? So don't ever think nobody was born better than nobody. Now, somebody who chooses, like I said, to be sorry, they might be better than other people, but here's the thing. They choose to be better. That person that's not better right now, that was their choice to be sorry. We all have a choice in life to be sorry or good or bad. And let me tell you something. Everybody has got a past. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the Pope. Okay? Everybody has got a past. And let me tell you something. One of the best preachers that I know is an ex-drunk, an ex-whoremonger, and he will tell you that in sermons. He put his hands on his wife, and he said one day God spoke to him. And I'm going to tell you something. If you've ever went to a Southern Baptist church and heard that, and I ain't even going to say his name, But if you went and heard this man preach, let me tell you where it comes from. It comes from right here in his heart, because God spoke to that man. And my dad told me one time he got so tickled. He said, I'd always see him come by the house with that beer out the window. He said one day he come by with a Pepsi out the window, and I'd take 3 takes. He said I literally had to look and say, my God, he's got a Pepsi in his hand. I didn't even know the man drank Pepsi. So what I'm saying is, guys, everybody's crap smells the same. There's just as much rich white trash as there are poor white trash. And if somebody is better than you in your mind, it's because they choose to be that way. You can be the same. And here's another thing. I don't care if you work at Burger King, and I don't care if you work at the daggum Capitol or freaking the White House. Let me tell you something. I own businesses. Them people that work at Burger King, and I'm not saying this about everybody, so don't take this the wrong way, but them people right here, some of them are the first ones to pay their payment. And they might pay it, you know, these single moms, I've seen them pay me before, and Cindy will vouch for this. They'll pay their bill before they're even due. And then I see these people that come in, and I'm not saying which town this has happened to me in, wherever, because y'all remember I've traveled to teach, so that way you can't say I said it. But I've had people that spend months and months and months behind. And let me tell you another thing that gets me about that, y'all. Why are you going to bring your kid and drop your kid off for something when you know they're 3, 4, 5 months behind on a bill? Now, me and Cindy used to sit there and talk about that all the time. Because Cindy will always send out my reminders and stuff, you know. And we would always talk about that. Like, how can you literally sit there and send your child to something? And you know what gets me, guys? Somebody who dodges you and they don't want to talk to you about it. That's literally the truth, guys. They will come in there, drop their kid off, and leave, knowing they owe. But you know what? There you go. There's my Cindy. There's my Cindy. Preaching. She's telling me to preach it. It's the truth. And me and Cindy's the type of people. Cindy will get on to me, you know. Her and Jamie are just alike as far as they tell me, Tatum, I know it's your business, but listen. You letting them run over you. You can't run a business like this. And that's my problem. I got the biggest heart. And they do too. But Cindy and Jamie will be like, but Tatum. And Cindy especially, because, you know, she's like my right hand in all my businesses. She'll tell you, Tatum, you can't keep doing that. We ain't going to be able to open the doors. Because if I do it for one, you know, I got this single mom over here killing herself, and she's making her payments. And you got these 2 people over here that's willing and works and just drops their kid off. It's like babysitter time. And, you know, that's what I'm saying, guys. It will just amaze you at the people, you know, walk around with their nose stuck up and act, you know. I've never been like that. Let me tell you something. I've taught Joseph, and that warmed my heart when that young come up and told me that when Joseph was laying in the hospital. You know, Joseph had all type of friends. He's just like me. I don't consider, I mean, like I said, I have all types of friends. And that's how I've always been. I don't care what you got. I care about what's here. I care about the kind of person you are. You know, you can go and you can work at Burger King and bust your tail. And you know what I'm going to say about you? That person's a hard worker. Well, they work at Burger King. I'm going to say, yeah, and where do you work? It does not matter. People like that will get out and do what they got to do to make ends meet for their family, and they will near about kill themselves, and they work, okay? Waitresses, all them, I have seen, I'm telling you, I waitressed one time, and I made good money, and I want to tell y'all about it, okay? I mean, people might, and I've never heard nobody say I thought my crap stank, because let me tell you something. I thought it didn't stink, because I'm going to tell you something. I know my crap stinks. I know it does, okay? I mean, Cindy, Jamie, any of them will tell you, Christy, Michelle, my husband will tell you, if I got to let it rip, I'm going to say, hey, I'm finna let it rip, and then you're probably going to want to crack your window. That's just how it is. But some people just really kill me. You know, like they'll see somebody they went to high school with at the fast food restaurant, and they'll be over there like this with their head down like this. And I'll be sitting there, you know, with my friends, and I'll be like, I mean, Cindy, you go for me on this right here. Let me tell you something. Being in businesses, y'all will learn this more than anything if you have your own business. You will have these people You're dying, Pam, you know, I tell you. But let me tell y'all, people that, and Pam, you've been a business owner, like, you know this more than anybody. You'll have these people that literally walk up in your place of business or whatever, and they walk like they are $1 million people. And let me tell you something, they try to keep it up with the Joneses. They got every credit card maxed out. They up there at the bank with 10 loans. They at every loan company in town. And let me tell you something. They got, their eyeballs is floating. Let me tell you why they floating. Because they can't even get out from under the water so they can see their eyeballs is floating from the water. Because they that deep in debt. I'm just telling y'all. Don't try to be something you're not. Don't think you crap, don't stink, don't walk around and think. Be who you are. Because let me tell you something. People respect you a lot more for it. And always remember the little people. Because let me tell you something. Yeah, it's true, sis, ain't it? And here's another thing. Y'all remember them kids in school that you made fun of and all that? I got along with everybody in school. Except for some of them people that thought they was bad tails. You know what I'm saying? I didn't start it, but I just finished it. That's how me and my friends and my cousins were. I mean, we didn't back down from nobody. But I'm just saying. Do you remember? That's right, Ashley. But do you remember how they talked to them people in high school? You know what I love to see, y'all? Fanny's so crazy. But you know how you see these people now, and you know I'm gonna tell y'all what I love? I love to see somebody in high school. I love to see somebody that made fun of them, and then they had to walk in or something, and this person's got their crap together. I mean, they got it going on, and this person over there looking like an idiot, like they ain't got nothing, or they still trying to keep up with the Joneses, as the saying is. And you know, they slept with their Tom, Dick, and Harry. They got their daggone bills. They still floating up under the water from all the debt they got. And you know, it's just, some people just don't change. But then I see some people who were bullies in high school, and then now they're totally different because they see how the world works. Let me tell y'all, like I told y'all the other night on my thing, God don't like ugly. He don't like ugly. And when you do people dirty, it's going to come back on you. So, oh, and by the way, while I'm on here, people that like to delete people off Facebook because they friends with somebody that they don't like no more, whatever, let me explain something to you. When you realize that somebody, this comes in all the time. While I'm on here, it's a small subject or topic, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it with this one. If somebody, guys, deletes you because of somebody you friends with, let me tell you, don't say, oh my God, they deleted me. This is what you do. You don't never get even, you get ahead. You walk over and you hit the block button. Because if they deleted you, you show them, you block them. That way you don't even have to see their name pop up. Because if somebody don't like you, if I wasn't friends with people because my friends didn't like some of the other people I'm friends with, I wouldn't have no friends. Because everybody's different and everybody just don't get along, or they don't click together. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what I want to come over here and say tonight, guys, is please don't ever think that your crap don't stink, because I promise you, it does not smell. If you're gonna
Police reported ahead.
You're gonna call something a flower, it does not smell like a rose, honey. It might smell like weed, but it don't smell like no rose, okay? And remember something. Don't ever think, that's right, Sandy, whoop, whoop. But don't ever think you better than somebody, because let me tell you something. And also, last thing, remember, some of these people walking around and always bragging about what they got, how much they spent on something. Let me tell y'all, ask them sometime, or look when they open their wallet, see how many credit cards they got in there. I bet you they hopped up to the eyeballs, and guess what? Then you can look at them and be smiling thinking, if I needed a loan, or if I needed to get a credit card, I can actually get one, or go get another one, because I ain't hopped up to my eyeballs. Okay? Because you never want to be so far. Everybody's going to be a little bit in debt. Because, you know, that's just the world today and the economy. But remember, guys, don't get so far in debt. It's always something, it's a necessity. You know, you deserve to have something every now and then that you just want to have. But don't never go out there. I did it back when I was in my early 20s. I'm telling you, I did it. I learned my lesson. When my daddy had to pay my bills, and my mama, I learned my lesson. I'm going to tell y'all. Because I would have rather just let them go than to tell them that I had maxed out so many credit cards. That was when I was like 19, something like that. But I'm just saying, I know better now. You know, Michael, you charge, pay it off. If you charge so much you can't pay it off, then you better cut it up. Okay? Trust me. Ask Cindy, she'll tell you. Because he'll get on me just like JW be getting on her. But what we don't understand about this too, just to make this long story short, I don't know why he hollers at me, because it ain't like I hardly charge anything. And when I do, he's going to let me do it anyway. So I don't know why he fusses. But anyway. And another thing. Whatever you buy, or whatever you... Girl, I can't even... anything else online. Not cars. This way. Hey, I know Michael be on me. But anyway, he says it's Christmas year round. But anyway, remember... If you are going, like just like earlier when I went into the casino, guys, and I found out they didn't have the 50 special, Michael put a 20 in there, and I was through, and I thought he'd only put a 10. He said, you want to go play this machine? I said, how much you just put in there? He said, 20. I said, no, we wasn't in there 10 minutes. I said, let's roll. Because if I'm going to pay for something, if I go on a trip or something, I'm going to have memories, or it's either work-related, or, you know, I'm going to have clothes, or I'm going to have something at the barn, or I'm going to have a car. I'm going to have something to show for it. I ain't gonna go stick thousands of dollars in a machine and not know if I want anything, because you know what, that makes me a idiot. Thank you. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off here. Cindy said I'm allowed 2 now. I think I got 2 I keep on me, Cindy, but he keeps the other 3, and you know he keeps them in the safe. But anyway, I am fixing to turn, so I love you guys, and I just want to come on here, you know, and do a topic tonight. And remember, like I said, I get a lot of topics. All you got to do is message me. I will never use your name of like, who said this topic tonight. I've got so many guys, and listen, I don't want y'all to think that I'm ignoring y'all. Now that I'm back doing this again, I'm not ignoring your topic. I got a lot. So I have to go through them and then, you know, try to do something different. So I have so many people in my inbox, so listen. Give me at least like 2 days if you message me and I don't, you know, whatever. Also, too, while I'm on here, if you are wanting the Easter pictures, I think I have maybe 2 or 3 slots left. There is the Easter ones with the real bunnies, and them are $10 for 10 photos. And then we have the one with the Easter bunny, like, you know, a real person, you know, Easter bunny, like, you have pictures with Santa, you have pictures with the Easter bunny. And it is $5 for 5 photos. So, so if you want one of them, make sure you PM me, because I'm serious. Like, I've got them like 15 minutes apart. So, we're going to be busy. And me and Cindy's got a lot of stuff coming up. And Jamie's got a lot of stuff coming up. So, bear with us. And we want to bring a lot to Ware County, and we want to do good for the community. It's just, we got to watch with COVID, and we're trying to, you know, figure out what we can do and what we can't. We're trying to be safe, but be good about it, okay? So, I'll probably see Cindy I will see Cindy this week. So, me and her will try to come on and talk to y'all and get some stuff. And if I can get Jamie on here, that's like pulling teeth. Okay. But I love you guys, and this is all tonight for Just Ask Tatum. And to remember, a lot of you are trying to invite me on Facebook. I'm right at 5,000 friends again. I got to go on there and find people that don't use Facebook anymore and try to delete some. But I do have a page, Tatum Thrift Walker, and I put everything on it too, so you can go like it, okay? Also, I put it on this page. Go follow my YouTube. Make sure you go follow that. I love you guys, and remember, love each other and stay safe. And please continue to pray for everybody that's fighting this COVID. Oh, please also pray for my nephew Brad, Cindy's son. He has the flu, and he's just not feeling well. And he's a fighter. And she just said it. Brad hears me and he's laughing. Well, Brad, since you're listening, we love you very much. Aunt Tate, Uncle Michael love you. And I want to ask everybody to please pray for Brad, and that he gets over this flu, and he gets to feeling better. He's felt very icky, and, you know, just under the weather big time. So let's just say a prayer for Brad and ask God to help heal him faster, and so he can be back to his old self, rolling his eyes and laughing and just being Brad. But remember, love one another, be kind to one another. I love you guys. That's all tonight for Just Ask Tatum.